Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we are here at Mix Vibes Radio. I am your favorite Mindminx, and this is the Mindminx Show, and I have a super special guest today. Oh my God, I'm gonna flip my camera around on my live for everybody watching on Instagram. But we have today, all right, this is a mouthful, the Latin Grammy Award-winning choreographer, Violet Galagarza.
Thank you.
Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, you did.
Awesome.
Did a good job.
Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, so thank you so much for being here. This is super exciting for me because, well, I was gonna try to wait to talk about this part, but I don't know. Right? Like, it's a super, well, no, you have a lot of achievements.
Yeah.
But the most recently is you are one of the choreographers. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, so you.
And what are you gonna talk about? What came out now
Yeah.
this month? No.
Yeah. No.
No, I was a part of the movie.
Oh, I thought you were.
People have been asking that. I'm like, no. They didn't use the East Coast as choreographers, but
okay.
they used the dancers, us, and actors in the movie in the Heights.
Yes. And we actually get to see you on screen also.
Oh yeah, doing Tinder. I gotta tell you a story about that, but go ahead.
All right,
You're doing
so
the interview.
Well, we'll no, but I want you to talk. So let's do this. Let's do your history. So you are Spanish Harlem, born and raised, and you love your community through and through, and that shows in everything that you do daily, including your nonprofit dance company.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that because, like, first of all, when I saw your handle on Instagram, I'm like, what is Kretz?
And it's not even Kretz. People be saying Kretz. We got to get it right. It's KR3Ts, meaning keep rising to the top. There's 3 T's in it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
When I realized what that was, and I remember I read something, and I was like, oh my God, that's what it is. It's not Kretz.
Yeah, a lot of people, all of a sudden, for the past like maybe 6 years, we've been around for like 31 years. But for the past 6 years, that's all I'm hearing. And maybe 15 years ago, this dancer who tried to have an organization in Queens, and he's like, Violet, I love what you do. I look up to you, and I'm somewhat like the male figure of what you do. And it was at the Rock Church, and he was like, and I like Kretz and Kretz this, and I saw Kretz in that, and I'm like, who's Kretz? Like, I want to know who's this Kretz. He was like, that's not your company? I said, KR3Ts, you mean? Because I saw the YouTube of, the videos of what he was doing inspired by my company. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my rooting. That's where it all began, like 15 years ago. But then it's shut off, and now it's coming back again. Everybody's calling it Kretz. I don't know. I think I have an extension of another company called Kretz.
There you go. Umbrella. It's an umbrella corporation. All right. So you are a dancer, a performer, inspirational role model. And we're going to talk about that because I've definitely witnessed that in your lives. And an artistic developer. Somebody said that about you, and I thought that was so fucking cool. Excuse me.
It's okay.
But you're also a classically trained Alvin Ailey dancer. Talk about that. How did dance begin for you?
So, I was adopted, so I was raised by my aunt, and I used to see my cousins. My cousin, which I didn't know at that time, was really my sister.
Oh, wow.
And being in the sala in the living room doing the hustle. And I used to be so inspired, like, oh my God. And then they started using me as a guinea pig, throwing me around. I was like, do it again, doing the helicopter, everything. And that's where the passion started. And I went to school, and in the school, there was a dance teacher, Miss Albert, and she said, hey, you should be in this audition. I didn't know what it was back then. I was like, okay, me tiento. And the next day, I find out it was Alvinelli, and I got a scholarship for 4 years. And it was ballet, modern jazz, and African. And I executed all those styles. I was like, this is me. This is what I love. And I didn't even miss not one day. They come pick you up from the school 2 times a week and bring you downtown at their dance studio. And I remember just one time, I didn't get to go in because my mom didn't wash my leotard. But I still sneaked out of school to still go to be like professional and responsible, and I will peek at the door, and then when a staff or somebody comes, I will run like I'm going to the bathroom, and disimular to fake it and then go right back. I didn't want to miss the days. So being consistent, that's where it all started. And being in our block, back in the days, we used to jam, and our DJs used to come outside, plug right in the light pole, and we used to do, what was the new style, Violet? What's the new step? Or I used to follow my sisters too. And that's where it all began, the culture, that culture where we was in the block in front of everybody, and we didn't care. We was having fun. Nobody was better than nobody. And that's where it started.
And you've built some really long-lasting relationships because of all of that. And you were talking with someone. So, by the way, Violet loves to go live all the time. So if you follow her, there's always, and it was awesome because you went live on my ride home, which during rush hour is like an hour. So I got to watch from beginning to end. And you had this great conversation with an old friend. But was he from a different crew, or were you guys in the same crew? Because you were talking about Just Us.
Yes.
And
right. So back then, I started my company at the age of 17. And at that time, we would do the festivals, the 116 festivals, the South Street Seaport, the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And that's when we was asked to go do a show at the 44th Precinct. And it was this detective, this cop named Luis Melendez, who asked for us. And I said, you know what, we'll do it. At that time we was doing competitions and winning here, winning there, first place. And I said, you know what, let's do it there. And that's when we encountered meeting Just Us. And we're like, okay, this is one of us. Like, they're dope, and they're more theatrical hip-hop. And then from there, that's when I saw Santa Luz, Anthony Rodriguez, and I'm like, oh my God, he does flamingo and hip hop, and he's a singer. It was just different styles, a different background of music and all that we would have never saw, because back then there wasn't no YouTube, Instagrams, no social media. So everything was raw, the hunger was there, everybody was on time, and that's how I met Just Us. And then when we won at that competition, we exchanged numbers, supported each other on each other's events, and now I want to see if I can get together, and I got to call Anthony Ramos too. Rodriguez, Anthony Ramos, I'm thinking about In the Heights. In the Facts. And connect to see if we do a reunion, because at that time the realness was so pure than what it is now.
Well, that was such a beautiful conversation that I remember commenting that you guys need to make a documentary out of this, because and I could saw the whole thing in my head how it worked, because it's so cool, because you guys are literally going to be reminiscing with each other. And you said that your sister had found VHS tapes of you guys dancing. That is so cool.
Yeah, he has videos of me with my sister, who my sister now is a Christian, serving the Lord, giving it all. And so seeing her in that limelight and on the stage, I was like, wow, that was us. She used to do the Flaquitos one. And at that time, that's when we used to do our own costumes, like Edie Chacon with the shiny stuff. See, I like bling bling. And my sister, that's when we used to be with El General, and we went on tour with him. and all that cut ups, holes, all that stuff that you see now, we did it way back then. So it was good to see that and reminisce with Peter on that.
So when you went from training classically on the like you said with the African, the ballet, whatever, how did it transition to the hip hop that
It was already there.
It was just there.
Because I was already seeing my sisters slash cousins, because I thought they were my cousins, doing it already. The hustle, and us in the block, we was doing the Cabbage Patch, the WAP, and jamming, doing all this other stuff that it was already in us. By the time I would go to school and in a dance class, it was easy for me to translate and connect with whatever she was teaching. I'm like blanked out of what she taught, but I'd never forget of her telling me, you need to go audition for this. And I got 4-year scholarship, and I was one of the best. I executed. I mean, even when it was time to grade us, he was like, okay, you, Olga, another girl, she's in Puerto Rico now, y'all sit down. Y'all get all 5s, because the grades was 0 to 5. And I was like, no, I wanna, audition with everybody else, get graded like everybody else. I don't want to cheat, because I'm that person. Like, I want to work with everyone else, and that's how I am with my company. I'm your teacher, I'm your choreographer. You're gonna see me, I'm gonna teach with you. I'm not gonna just sit there and be like, yeah, you do this, you do that. I was in it with them, sweating with them, on time, beforehand, after. Before practice, I'm there an hour before. So
I do know that you go live, and it's definitely you're there waiting. I remember you saying you're like, I'm already here waiting for my dancers to get here. I love that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're not joking or even exaggerating a little bit when you say you want to excel, because there was 2012 was a great year for you.
Yeah.
You won the best choreography for Flash Mob that was the Latin Grammy, correct? For 2012, also you won the Bessie Award for Special Achievement in Dance. Okay, so I'm not in that dance world. So what is a Bessie Award?
Bessie Awards is more, they're focused on classical, ballet, modern, jazz, more totally different, not too urban, but during that year, they were interested, and people that they had on the panel had suggested it's time to recognize people that not only to explain that they're hip-hop dancers or choreographers, but they came from ballet world.
Right.
And this is what they do too. And seeing men, they were so stunned to see a lot of men in my company, young boys, dancing, because people were afraid, oh, I'm gay, I'm gonna be, taught that stuff that is not going to be known. It wasn't that. I had straight men, straight dancers, gangster from the block, tough guys, and they saw that and they were so like shocked with. And the Bessie Awards acknowledged dancers award. I heard Gregory Hines got award from there.
Wow.
So it's really big. So the Bessies help you get maybe grants. I'm trying to see if I can get a grant with that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Showing off with that.
Sure. And then you also, that same year, you were one of 7 women honored for the Mama's Latina Award. What is that?
Oh my God, that I was shocked. They actually, someone submitted on me, and they selected like over 300 women that was selected all over the world. And then from that, they had to narrow down to 25. So I was called at that time. I remember in front of my computer and caught a moment crying because I had lost my dad in 2010. So that was 2012. Wow. I'm like, oh my God, 2 years and he still don't got a tumba, tombstone. And I'm just like, I have to go out there. I'm his only daughter. His first daughter had passed away.
Oh wow.
When she was 4, Violeta.
Oh.
That's another story. But so then she what happened was with that, I lost my thought.
So with the Bessie Award, so it was 2 years after.
No, the Mama Latina Award. So
Latina.
my dad, finally I prayed, I was crying in front of the computer. I get a call from the people from the Mama Latina Award saying, hey, we wanted to acknowledge and let you know that you was chosen out of the 300 to the top 25. And I was like, oh my God, really? And crying. I was just praying about my dad. If I win, you win $5,000 on top of that.
So you were able to get your dad.
And no,
No?
they said your top 25. Now we got to choose top 7.
Okay.
So who do you have to recommend you that knows you well? And I was like, I'm gonna have this guy who's a Christian who followed and known of my work. Out of his own he can say who I am. But we're not friends. We don't hang like that. I just wanted something sincere and real, organic. And then my journalist, a journalist that did a story on us. So they interviewed them. A week later, I get a call, and I was like, "Hey, Violet, I just wanted to let you know that you was top 7 chosen." And I'm like, they're like, "Hello, Violet," and I'm like. And I just started crying. I was like, "Oh my God, I could buy the tombstone for my dad." And that once I did that, I hung up with them. I called my friend, "Yo, get me a ticket to Puerto Rico."
Oh my
I
God,
don't care what
I'm starting
day.
to cry myself right
Yes, what day? It was November, and this is weird. On December, she was like, "Okay, so I got a flight for you in December," and then I settled to getting the tombstone the next day or whatever to find out one of my dancers that I've trained came from Puerto Rico to New York. But for some reason, he flew back to Puerto Rico, which he was with my niece for years. They were like past love and love, but reunited again, being with me. And I didn't know it was a small world. But when I went to Puerto Rico to find out he was killed. So while I'm doing this for my dad, I find this out. And I'm like, what? And I had to find a way to go to Ponce because I was in San Juan. But again, I was still blessed with a blessing. If it wasn't for that to happen, my friend would get the tickets at that time, and I was able to even pay my respects in the funeral with the family, and they finally got to meet me what I did for him in New York.
Oh, that's beautiful.
When he was in New York. He was an amazing dancer. But that was the blessing I got from them. And then they gave me a $500 card to go shop for something cute. So it was beautiful. Mama Latina Awards, if you check their Instagram or Google them, it's all about Latinos, Latinas, but I thought that was going to be a on 4-year going, but we was the only one that got the opportunity to experience that.
Wow.
And the award was big and heavy. Like, I was like, oh my God.
So what is it like having a Grammy? Do you have a physical?
No. We was nominated. There was 5 other choreographers in Chicago, DC, Florida, me, and somewhere else. And they were all asked to do the same thing, a flash mob. And this flash mob supposed to be done I had to do it in 2 to 3 days because I was going to France to teach out there.
Wow.
And those other dancers, choreographers did it, but we had to do a flash mob where they doing 8 flash mobs in 1 day for 2 days.
Wow.
And you never see that. Flash mob is only for 1 day,
right,
1 time, and that's it. But it was with, and then they called me. I come back from France after receiving the Bessie Award. I could bring somebody else?
How cool is
So
that?
I brought my assistant, JJ, my dancer, who worked hard for that. And that was my way of passing down the blessings to him, too.
That's amazing.
So it was a good, it was a green carpet. I never seen or experienced that because you always hear red
carpet, yeah.
So it was really cool. It was really cool. We was there. We had our hotel. We had money, too. They gave us cash money for us. For me. And then he won money in the casino, and he had to wait. Because he always said it, "Oh, mija, you always work so hard. You got 7 jobs. You this." I was doing 37 choreographies in a week. And he was like, "I wish I could win the lotto. I wish I could win the lotto, play the lotto. And if I do, you're going to be fine." And that never happened. He never gave me a gift in his life, ever. It was his wife. It's always like that, Fathers are not good with that. But he loved me. I didn't need the gifts. I was loved and respected him, and I guess God or the universe, whatever it is, gave him the chance to bless me 3 more times when he passed away.
That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
Aw.
So I give him the credit and whoever helped him up there.
Well, all right, wait. I always forget to do this because then I get caught up in my conversations. But again, we are here at Mix Vibes Radio. This is the Mindminx show. Please like, share, and follow. If anyone would like to call, we are live at 718-616-9971. And we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, mixvibesradio.com. So, okay, now my question.
718 what?
718 616
616
9971.
9971.
Anybody would like to call in and say hi? I
Call
have a wish of someone who would call in.
Really?
I do.
You have a wish?
Yeah, I wish, like, because when I heard him rapping, I texted you immediately.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have had him go. You could write him on inbox on.
Oh, I can't because I'm live, and if I
God.
leave it.
If anybody got Noah there, write to him. Have him call me in this number, please.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Wait, so by the way, yes, you have a super talented family. And I know this interview is about you, but technically came from you, so we can talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
So your son actually had one of the main roles in The Heights. Talk to me about Graffiti Pete.
So he auditioned to being one of the main top 10 dancers on Mixed Vibes Radio.
Yeah, so please make sure you like and follow.
Yeah.
Richie said, big shout out to Sully and Violet. All the best always. Thank you.
Thank you, Richie. This is because of Richie, too. Congratulations to Noah and you also. Thank you, guys. So that's what happened, and we were shocked. And then I remember Noah texting me, like, during that week, and he was like, Ma, wow, from rehearsing to now sitting down next to Jimmy Smith on a reading, and they're serving me coffee. So I was like, it was just like a scary, weird feeling, like, oh my God, you're there. I can't believe it, And yeah, that was his encounter and experience, and me receiving that. And I was just on tiptoes because we never put our hopes high.
Yeah.
Because always something happens,
Yep.
or they'll cut you off, or they'll change the person.
Right.
So my son always just took whatever came.
stride.
If it, yeah, and that's how we are.
Nice.
So even with me, he was like, I can't believe why you're not in this movie. Everybody that you worked with, that you taught, or your friends are here, like the OGs. I'm like, well, I don't know. You could tell them. Send Noah as a message to join everyone. Oh, wow.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
the little camera at the bottom. Do you have a little camera at the bottom?
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh.
Okay. See, if it wasn't for DJ Paco. Thank you, DJ Paco, who
Thank you,
does my
DJ
videos.
Paco.
Shout out to him. He's official. He does his thing. Oh, wow. That's tough. You just taught me something. But, yeah, that was the experience. And then with me, him feeling some type of way that I wasn't there. And I said, you know what? I'm happy that a lot of my dancers that I've trained are in there. My dancers from LA, they're there too. Friends, Rockefeller, Quick Step, the Bombasso crew. I was like, oh, my God, seeing viejitos, young people, the youngest. That was in New York City, representing New York. I was happy. And it came to a point where I had to bring a child to the set that the mom couldn't bring. So I was like, I'll do it.
Aww.
That's my advantage. I can say hi to everybody and give water, And then from there, that's when Rockefeller, big girl Rockefeller was there. And she was like, oh my God, Violet, you're in it? You with us? Yes. And I was like, no. But I'm happy. I'm going to be in the side. I hope I could be in the side or they don't throw me out.
Right.
I'm good with helping you guys if y'all want. She was like, no, what are you talking about? You need to be in this movie. And I was like, girl, it's already late. Yeah, they filming. The script is done. There's no way of me. She was like, no, I'm going to introduce you to the choreographer. I was like, no. I don't want to be a problem or them feeling some type of way. She was like, no, we're going to do it. And they need to know who you are. And I was like, yeah, but it's okay, Rock. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, Christopher Scott shows up. I didn't know who he was, so I'm still talking to her. She was like, "Oh, hey, Christopher," and whatever they spoke. She was like, "I want to introduce you to an icon, a person that's a big impact in the community, and what she's done, and also the dances that you love that you have in this movie, they came from her."
That's
And
awesome.
he was like, "Really?
Like the
You know,
goosebumps.
Blanquito,
Yeah.
Christopher is totally Puerto Rican, somewhere it's hidden." But he's so Blanquito-ish, you know, from LA. And he was like, "Really? Oh, okay." And she was like, "No, Tia, Noel, Frankie, Amanda, Adorlin, this one, that one." And he was like, "What? They came from you?" I said, "Yeah, not no one class training, 1 month. They were with me for 3 years and more, many of those." And he was like, "Wow, that's interesting." I said, "Yeah, you know, we teach all styles and, you know, help our community to develop them and prepare them for the industry, not knowing, look where they at now with you, and I'm happy." And she was like, "No, that's not the only thing. Do you know who's her son?" And the other choreographer, associate choreographer, is behind him, his assistant. You know, her back is towards us. And she was like, "Well, that's Graffiti Pete's mom." He was like, "What?" And she turned, "What? Oh my God, you know his mom? Oh my God, I spoke to, he taught me a little bit more of ESL because I do that." And I was like, "What? Oh my God." So receiving that part, I was just happy with, and I was ready to walk, you know, when it was time for the girl to go back home. And he was like, "What? No wonder. Now it makes sense where all these dances come and where they were developed and all." And then that's when he was like, "You know, you still dance?" And I had my diamond color hair. And he was like, he told Dana, "You thinking what I'm thinking?" And she was like, "No me diga." And I'm like, "What the hell?" I didn't see the play, so I'm like, "No me diga, I don't know." And they were like, "Yeah, the salon." And then he looked at me, he was like, "You still dance?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, put your number, and we're going to give you a call and send you an email for our rehearsals." This is rehearsals they already had,
It was
but they
already
were
all
real
the way.
clean, like in the studio close for
Yeah.
the film set. And then they emailed me on a Monday, "This is the day, this is the time." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to be on set, like not even helping. I'm going to be dancing." And then when I go there, I see now my dancers are like, "Hey, but," thinking that I'm just there because my son is there. "Hey, what up, me?" Now I'm standing with them, learning the routine. And they're like, "What? Oh, you with us? You in?"
love
And
it.
one of my other assistant choreographer, Frankie, I was like, "Frankie, you better show me what y'all know so I can be ahead." "I'm sorry, I'm gonna curse you." He was like, "No, bitch, you on your own." I was like, "What?" "All right, we still working. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you." And I was like, I gotta work. You know, I just felt like that student again, and I just wanted to feel that again. Come on, teach me, work with me, and I want to be grateful and shout out to Reina, my dancer, who had my back. She was like, "V, come." She even came to my house to rehearse with me. I'm like, it's not fair. They all know it,
They've been
you know, but I'm
practicing
supposed
for
to be
a-
a pro, so
Right.
I'm supposed to
Right.
be good and learning all that stuff.
exactly.
But still, I wanted to represent for them
Yeah.
and for Rock, who recommended me, and that's how I got in.
God,
in the
and you
Heights.
did, and it was
By mistake.
in
It
the-
wasn't.
Well, if anybody has not heard of this movie, I don't know what rock you've been under for the past 2 months, but In the Heights was a play, started out as a play by Lin-Manuel, right? And of Hamilton.
Right. 10 years
Again,
ago.
if you've been under a rock, and I'm not even in this industry, and I know I've heard of both of those things and the man. The movie, I watched the movie. It was such a great movie from beginning to end. The character, and I'm not gonna lie, I did not realize. Am I gonna spoil it? I'm a spoiler. I'm a movie spoiler.
Go, do it.
I did not realize. I really thought that he was in DR. The whole
Oh,
movie. I didn't
yeah.
realize till the end that I was like, he
Right.
stayed.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
stayed.
Exactly.
I thought it was a great story. And it was an interesting question that somebody had brought up. They're like, that there were some people took issue that they didn't feel like there was enough Afro-Latina representation.
Right.
How did you feel since you were there?
Well, that's all I saw.
That's what I was gonna say.
A
That's
lot
what I
of,
saw.
even in dancers, there was a lot of black people, black dancers, Afro-Latino dancers, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, Salvadorian, Guatemala, everybody, young to old. but they made it an issue that it wasn't enough principal
The main
actors.
characters, yeah.
But I'm like, how many more you want?
Right.
Because Noah is Latino,
Uh-huh.
and Leslie Grace, Caramel, Latina,
Right.
Dasha Polanco, Dominican, so, and then if we did, let's say there's 11 characters, and Jimmy Smith, dark.
Mm-hmm.
But if out of 11 characters, let's say we had 8 that was dark, now people are going to say, oh, well, why they didn't have a gay guy?
Right.
Or transgender, or why they didn't have a gorda like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to be satisfied.
Shut up with that, because I told you. The first thing I think I told you was like, you're my body goal. I was like, do you remember? I was like, I just need my tummy tuck. I did. That's exactly what I told
No, man, let me tell you. Because of that, I was just disappointed. It hurted me because they don't know in Washington Heights the success inside, the story inside. And you didn't even give us a chance to want to celebrate.
Right.
And already wanted to
Somebody
knock it
had to-
down.
yeah.
Like, you really knocked it down. Like, it broke my heart. Because, when it came to celebrating or supporting anything of Washington Heights or anything Latin movie, I think there was a movie called Nueva York or something, and it was all Dominicans, and it's not, and we're Puerto Ricans, we should have been there, blacks should have been
Right,
there, because
right.
Nueva York is Nueva York.
Right.
We didn't complain, we applauded, we supported it.
Right, 'cause that's what we should
Just
do.
go do your movie the same way y'all do those reggaeton videos. Go and invest in doing a movie, a documentary, because you have a lot to say. I used to love hearing the music. Yeah, hype over there. But why the greatness of this movie was they didn't downgrade it. They uplift Washington Heights.
Yeah.
The beautiful part of it, they didn't, nothing about the drugs, nothing about killing, nothing
No.
about what they always do in every movie they do about Latinos.
Right.
It's always the
So
reverse of it.
Right.
And to know that it's a musical, so it has to be adjusted differently. You
Right.
can't expect everything to be what they expected. Just do your movie. Call me. Can we play a part in it?
Well, so you talked about this earlier about doing a workshop in Paris, but you've done a lot of workshops around the world. This isn't just, that wasn't a one-time thing. Like, okay, I wrote it down. I did.
Oh, she did her homework.
Oh, yes. I have to do my homework. Oh, I just wrote international. Damn it. So it did say Paris. I think you had said Switzerland. What are some other?
Chile, Chicago, France, Marseille, Paris, gave a workshop there. It was like a 10-city tour. Then in Chile, I was there for like 2 weeks when I toured with the General, and workshops in Europe. So that was great. Thanks to Brian Green. He's an amazing legend, dancer, teacher. Moreno, off the hook, all styles, from ballet to tap to modern to jazz, house, everything, whacking. You see him, and we're in this age, but in a good age. But seeing him still doing it, that people still can't handle his style. My son could do it.
Yeah.
The dancers would be like, no, what was that? What did he do? Because he'll come for free giving classes. But it's because of him that a lot of people know me in Europe, because not many choreographers that are male in my time speak about the women that are out here making a difference or paved the way when it came to being a dancer, a teacher, a choreographer, or battling in these clubs. So they don't speak about that. They only speak about them. But Brian Green, he was one that spoke about us, and I'm so grateful for that guy.
So cool. Again, we are here at Mix Vibes Radio, and we are with the legendary Violet Galagarza, and we're talking everything dance. And if you want to call in, we're at 718-616-9971. Please don't forget to
616-9971.
Please don't forget to like and share. And we are here on YouTube, on Twitch, Instagram, and of course mixvibesradio.com. Oh my gosh. All right, so you've toured with a lot of big names, from Aventura, Jim Jones, and even R&B singer Joe, I read.
Oh yeah. So it's different tours and training choreography. But Aventura, it was with my son, Noah,
Okay.
who they were looking for the youngest B-boy in New York. And at that time, Noah was like 5 years old, doing it. He started at 2, but really doing it at 5, where they were allowing to go on tour. And they saw him, J Trax, producer from Aventura, got in contact with us, and we went to a small studio like this while they were playing. Noah, play this, and this is where we want you to b-boy and dance. And he was like, okay, did his thing as a young, messed up floor, like it wasn't ready for a dance floor to do b-boy, but they were like, we want him in, we want him in. But we did the tour with them. I went on tour with Aventura. With Aventura, with En General. When I went on tour with him, dance from freestyle artists, Coro, and more. Worked with Lisa Melendez,
So cool.
K7,
Nice.
Lumi D, the Uh-Oh. I did that video.
Wow.
Jim Jones, Purple City Bird Gang video. Joe from Jive Records, I did the tour, the choreography with assistant from Dwayne Whitley. He's an amazing choreographer. And he gave me the opportunity to do choreography on like 2 songs, 3 songs, and assist them on other stuff. And that was for the BET Awards, for
Wow.
the Apollo, back then when there wasn't no social media. And he was supposed to be going on tour with Mariah Carey that time for
Wow.
her release album. And a lot of people. I did the game Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that. How cool is that? So wait, I had a question. I had like a. This is where the nerd in me comes out. So when I read that, did they literally? So did you actually? You were dancing, and then they took your digital like reflection or whatever, and actually put it into, because you're an actual character in the game.
Right. So on Grand Theft Auto 3,
San Andreas.
San Andreas, I was hired to do with 6 dancers, prepare them for the video thing. So I did that, and then Grand Theft Auto 4, they wanted us back, but he was like, "We need voiceovers." So I was like, "Okay, I don't care. It could be that, whatever." But I invited him to my rehearsal, Rockstar Games, the owner, and he came, and I get he got so inspired. And he did my story. So I remember being there at the rehearsal, and we had to do the whole suit and the bolitas. The
Oh,
like
really?
robes. Yeah. And running forward, running backwards, walk back. So I was like, man. So we did that. And then there was times where we had wore any of our gear that we wanted from home, and they'll scan us. And then those clothes was used for the other characters.
Wow.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Yeah. And then to find out, because I don't watch games or play those games, but when I've seen it, is the Manny Escuela mission, where you'll see me, and we're in the back dancing. I have this white coat, I don't know why, with my red hair, I think a hat. But my other dancers are with me. And Manny Escuela is in the front, like he's the teacher, and the news is there to record, like how it is in my company. Always the news is in my rehearsal. I'm teaching with my dancers. So I think the director was inspired by that and added that, because it was such a coincidence. And I'm the one there dancing, and Manny is talking about, we need to save the community. We need to stop the gangs. We need to save the...
That's absolutely
And
your
that's what I
story.
do.
Wait, I have a story about that, and I hope you don't mind that I'm going to bring it up. But
Okay.
we do have a mutual friend, and he had one really memorable story about you that he wanted to share with me, because he thinks it's such a great story.
Wow.
So you are opposed. I don't want to say opposed, but okay, this is a better way to say it. You don't like there to be anybody in your company that is gang affiliated, correct?
Not that I don't like.
Right.
I think, right.
That's not the right way
Right,
to
it's
say
not
it.
the right thing
Yeah.
to do. It's a bad influence, and it would cause
Conflict of
conflict,
interest,
yeah,
sure.
for our company.
So there was a one time you had a dancer that joined your company that he had, did they have tattoos that like kind of,
He had chains,
okay.
beads, like
Oh,
from
okay, from a gang,
gang.
right. So you asked him, if he was affiliated, and he said yes, and he was kind of like forced into it. There was not a choice for him. And what did you I want you to tell everybody what it is that you did.
So what happened was I seen him come in, and his girlfriend is one of my dancers, so he liked it too. And I was like, you're part of a gang? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, we can't have you if you're gonna be a part of a gang, because whoever's a part of my company is my family, and I'm gonna protect my company. So by you doing that, you're jeopardizing my dancers, me, and you, because we could be performing anywhere, and just because
forbid.
you're a part of this gang and maybe you didn't do nothing, but your boys did, it's gonna cost us,
Sure.
and it's not fair. So you got to think about it, which I wasn't gonna let him go, but it was just a little pressure to like, wake up, Papa, because who's gonna be there for you? And he was like, okay, but I can't leave it. I'm already signed up to it, and whatever. And I'm like, we're gonna figure it out, because once you tell me you don't want something, you want to change, that's when I'm gonna put my time for you. And my ex at that time, he was once a king, and out of it, they respect him. And he called one of the guys in the Bronx, one of the heads, and we set up a meeting and made it happen. The rules was wrong, the way how they got him in, something like that. And they accepted to release them or whatever, and there was a penalty, whatever it was. It was cool. Better that than him getting jumped or looked for the rest of his life. And they let him go. And he went and finished school, graduated college, graduated and went to the Marines. So from a Latin king became a United States Marines, and lives in Florida, having a great family, studied forensic science, was going to turn out to be a detective, able to be a detective, but now I think he's doing something else. But he's in Afghan right now. I think he just got back this week.
Wow.
He was there for like maybe 8 months, I think it was.
How long ago was this?
Oh, with him? How old? Wow. Well, he was 16. Well, maybe 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yep.
So
and he's a sergeant now. He's doing great. Imagine if I wasn't there or that path, or I didn't challenge him, and he would have went on, and it could have sacrificed his family, or he would have been maybe in jail for 17 years.
Right.
You know,
I love that story, and that's why I asked you. I was like, "Are you sure there's nothing off limits?" Because I wasn't sure, like, if this is, but when they shared that story with me, I thought that was so beautiful, because just a testament. And I watch your lives, and you always have somebody who hops on with you, and it's usually somebody, like, "Oh, I miss you. Like, you did this for me, you did that for me." Like, they really consider you family.
Right.
I think that's really beautiful.
Right. Once you enter my life, I feel there's a purpose, there's a reason. I have to I'm going to learn something from you, or you're going to get something from me. I'm here for you. I have a responsibility, and I will not stop until I complete it.
Beautiful. I love that.
You know, Richie was on me, hey, Vale, and I'm like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm busy, and you see
I
how
worked
busy
it.
I've
Yes,
been.
No, I know how exactly.
And
but
he
I worked
tried,
it.
and then you wrote to
no.
me. I'm like,
yeah.
Richie, but I told you I can't. And I felt so bad. I was like, let me just meet her. Let me talk with her. And that's a sign, guys. Don't give up even when you get the nose.
Yep.
Right?
That's it.
So that encouraged her to do that with other people. And I think it's so important, because I didn't let the nose stop me in my life, whether because I was too thick, because I was a mom, because I'm from El Barrio, because of whatever. I didn't let that stop me. I made my own path, my own community base, and we had to make that noise on our own for people to follow and say, hey, we're down with that too. We believe in that, And I tell people, if you don't believe in yourself, how can anybody else?
No one else can.
They can help you to try to find your way, but if you believe in something, you got to go in and be consistent,
Well, I think I've asked all my questions. Does anybody else? You guys have anything that you want to say? What's happening? What's coming up next for KR3Ts?
So, well, we didn't do this in the beginning. My name is Violeta Galagarza. I'm from Spanish Harlem. I have a nonprofit organization called KR3Ts, which stands for Keep Rising to the Top, and was asked to be in this beautiful interview. And I train amateurs to become professionals of all ages, all color, all size. We don't discriminate, height, weight, whatever. And we're going to continue no matter what, because I've been in the industry, been there, did that, done that. And I just think it's important to continue for somebody to take a hold of responsibility in their community and be an example to keep developing, training. I hope I can raise funds and look for funders that can help us get our own building, so that whatever I do for 2 times a week, imagine if I can do this twice a week and save whoever I've saved or inspired or empowered. Imagine what I can do 5 days a week or 7 days a week, 24 hours. Because this is all I live on. This is my dance company. And looking into how can I execute that, or who I can speak with, or any funders or supporters that would want to be involved, or helpers. You don't even have to put the money, but you might have your business greatness in what you do that can help us, something that I don't know. But that, doing my documentary, doing my movie, that doesn't happen real quick, but I did start a script and I submitted it to somebody.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. So we're there, and getting ready to celebrate hopefully our 31st anniversary to raise funds to keep the company going, in El Barrio and helping others.
That's beautiful. Mike, you looked like you wanted to ask something. No, you're okay?
No, Mikey?
Sure?
He likes it.
She got us grounded.
You're
That's from the
not
last show.
grounded. Dear Lord, do you see what I mean?
No.
And I just hope that, other Latinas, and you don't have to be Latina, you can be white, you can be black or whatever, just a young person, older person, and it's never too late. Time doesn't run out until you stop it.
Ooh,
You understand? So, if you need a word of advice, if you need that support or that guidance, or whatever it may be, I'm here. We're here. It doesn't happen only in a day. It doesn't happen with only one conversation with somebody. But please note that you speak to people that experience that path, who's living that. And then they can guide you the right way. You can with people with assumption they can imagine or what. There's some great smart people that can give you the plans and ideas, but making that decision, you will know in your heart, dear heart, this is it. This is what you want. Then go for it. You got to keep rising to the top.
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, so I think that's all the time that we have for today. I super appreciate you coming in and talking with us today. And if anybody wants to find you, you can find Violet at Violet_KR3Ts on Instagram. You are on Facebook. It's what is it, _KR3Ts for the
Instagram, Violet_KR3TS.
And what about because you have a separate social media?
Oh, and also on Instagram with KR3Ts is just KR3Ts.
Oh, okay.
And then the website, KR3Ts. Twitter, KR3Ts. Facebook, Violeta. And there's KR3Ts.
So thank you so much. All right, so it is a new week, everyone, so make sure you go own it. And don't forget to mind your favorite minx and join us next time. Thank you again for being here.
Ew.